My view of God has changed the most in the fact that it's caused me to see that God desires to be in relationships with all people. He desires to know you. He desires to hear you. He desires to seek you and to love you. And that's something that causes you to have a greater understanding of what the church impact can have in your life and how you can truly begin to understand and know the full character of God and to even holistically love Him in a way that makes you into a new, more sanctified being.
Like, I think God has given us passions, that there's certain things that we each carry. And I think a fire God sets in each of us that will kind of burn bright for certain things. And so when the church allows maybe those passions that the Lord has given you to be manifested in the church in some sort of way, I think that not only do you feel maybe more seen as an individual, but I think there's a certain, level of satisfaction that comes with getting to share that with the church. You feel like you're serving the church out of the passions that the Lord has given you. And so I like that there's opportunities for that here.
It's so important for young adults to be involved in the local church because it's more than just going to church, it's being the church, and that's what we're called to do. And you learn how to be the church when you interact with other Christians who are older or younger, and you are able to recognize that the kingdom of God is more than just your age group or your theology. There are different perspectives that are unique to the young adult as well as unique to the older adult, and both are able to interact.
My view of God has definitely become a lot more relational since being here. I used to view God as very far off and distant and as this ruler of me, and just that I had to constantly be pleasing Him and live up to these standards that He was setting. And since being here, I've definitely dug deeper into my relationship with Him and have grown to have a more intimate relationship that is based on love and grace and just this more childlike daughter relationship with God as a father.
I think my involvement at College Wesleyan has been very formative to me, to grow and to see just where God's calling me to be engaged in a certain ministry for a while and say, I'm not sure if God's actually calling me to this that I thought He was. But then to be engaged in something else over here and say, wow, I think this is something that God might want me to be doing in the future, that this is something that I feel skilled at, I feel equipped at, that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't gotten involved.
I came to College Wesleyan when I was a freshman in college, and so when I came to college, I realized that I had a pretty limited view of God, thinking that He was just pretty powerful. I thought of Him and the God of the Old Testament stories, and I hadn't thought of Him much beyond that. And I think being at College Wesleyan has shown me that the triune God is a part of our consistent life on a consistent basis and a part of our everyday activity.